Hi guys. Yeah, I'm still a bit bunged up, cold, whatever I've got. So apologies now for any coughing, spluttering, and all the rest of it. Just checking everything's okay. Should be, because there's no reason why it shouldn't be any different from last time. But yeah, I've definitely got a croaky old voice. Right, okay, let's click on that, and there we go. Yeah, so this cold, whatever I've got, seems to have gone from a runny nose, sniffly nose, to now a cough. I have done a COVID test, and it's not that. Not that if I did have COVID, any of you guys would obviously get it, because you're not in the room with me. But yeah, so it's just a bit of a cold, cough, and splutter. Hopefully I won't be coughing all the time. Yeah, so obviously carrying on with October and my newfound love of obviously painting miniatures. Yeah, this guy, obviously I've got a bits box and it's mostly orcs and bits and pieces from orcs and that sort of stuff. I bought these biker dudes 2 years, it's got to be about 2 years ago I bought these guys. And I kind of assembled them to this extent, and then that was it. I think I primed them in grey, and then that was it. Well, I've just looked online at these guys, and I'm actually missing a few bits that I didn't actually put on when I initially did it. There's like some sort of guard at the front with sharp pokey bits. There's a big old gun pack that should be at the back. Clearly that's not on there. They may well be in a bits box somewhere, but I kind of liked it how it was. And so the fact that this was assembled and made, well, say assembled, there wasn't much to it. I think the bike was in 2 halves, his legs were stuck on, and then obviously a few bits on the body. But yeah, so I'm just going to paint it as is. As I say, I assembled this about 2 years ago when I didn't like painting. I love the figures, I just didn't like painting them. Yeah, which is why I've got quite a lot of sort of, well, bits that aren't even built properly yet. But hey, there we go. Right, I'm just going to put some music in my ears because as I'm doing the live stream, obviously I've turned all my music off. It's got really quiet, but I can put music in my ear if I click the right button, which would be that one. Cool. Yeah, again, how long this live stream is going to be, not too sure. Maybe an hour, maybe 2. If I get this fully painted, then great. If not, I'll sort of carry on painting whatever I don't get done now later on. And the video for this I'm planning to sort of get out Thursday. So yeah, again, because I'm not using this one in any kind of games or anything like that, I've made a little base. It's a very little base, just sort of like broken up rocks kind of thing, just to have him on. I'm going to paint this so it's like a sort of tarmacked road. Well, that's my plan, and then have like the yellow or white sort of couple of stripes on there. But that's kind of it really. So yeah, sticking with the old Slapchop method. I know some people don't like the term, some don't care about the term, and some are just pleased that it works. Yeah, so I'm going to keep calling it Slapchop because I think a lot of people now recognise that as what this is. Just because obviously it's a new-ish term for this, even though obviously the technique's been out for ages. But either way, if it's bringing people into painting and it's getting people to paint their pile of opportunity into something, then great, call it whatever you want. But obviously we all know it kind of works. Right, let's have a little look at the comments, because say I had a little waffle there and I've not read anything. Oh, again, apologies, I will be coughing and spluttering a bit. I say it is just a cold. I'm not dying. Well, it might sound like I'm dying sometimes, but not. Right, let's just so I can get that text a bit bigger, because again, I so need to get my eyes done and get some new glasses basically. Right, let's just move that there. So I'm just trying to make the text larger so I can obviously well, see what you guys are saying. Right, okay, so who have we got? We've got Ardman UK, morning to you buddy, hope you're well. Avoid any FN. Again, apologies if I mispronounce any of your names. I am so bad at, well, names that aren't sort of common, like John, like me, Paul, David, that kind of stuff. Andrew, good morning to you. Warhammer 40k. Why do people all of a sudden call this Slapchop? There's a link in the description to the guy who started calling it this. I've forgotten his name already because I've got a memory like a sieve. If you go and check him out, he did a video about 5 months ago and he called it Slapchop, and it seems to have taken on from there. But yeah, I know it's called a variety of other things, and I know it's also been around for hundreds of years. Is it grisaille? Was the original sort of term. But again, it's like most things. I mean, everyone can say, oh, yeah, this has been around for hundreds of years and it's not new. But it is new to people who don't know about it. So as much as people sort of go on about moaning about it, yeah, it's going to be new to people until they find out about it. So as I'm just calling it Slapchop because that's what people kind of know of it as at the moment. Anyway, Timothy, morning to you. He's really hoping for a vehicle Slapchop demo. Yeah, I am. What am I building? I am building a few bigger things, not big things, but things that aren't miniatures. And yeah, I will be Slapchopping them. Well, I say that part of the Into the Dark terrain, some of that I've been Slapchopping because that was originally primed black, dry brushed. Well, that was dry brushed silver and copper, but I have painted over the silver and copper with blue, and that's come out quite well. It's almost like a metallic-y kind of colour. Oh, pardon me. So yeah, so this sort of thing, putting the contrast paints over other colours or even over sort of silvers and metals, does sort of work rather well. Emmanuel, greetings from Puerto Rico. Oh, hello there. Yeah, guys, let me know what time it is, because again, I know I'll do this all the time, but I do like to know what time of day, morning, night, noon, whatever it is with you guys, just because it's, I find it really good that people are watching this in different time zones. So I put the text big and there's like so much it just scrolls right off. Again, apologies, I will be coughing and spluttering throughout this video, as I have got some sort of cold. James L. Cash, I love the channel. You're a 3D designer. Okay, making STL, which has always had a problem with painting your printed questions fast. Yeah, again, that's why if people don't like the name Slapchop or whatever, then that's down to them. But the fact that this is making people do more painting quicker is just awesome. So you could call this whatever you want. It really doesn't matter. It's just a simple technique: prime in black, dry brush with grey and white, and then put your contrast or speed paints over the top. Job done. And I say, especially for me as well, because I've never been a fast painter, and prior to a few months ago, I never really enjoyed painting to the extent, well, like these guys. Say these guys were assembled and primed in grey about 2 years ago, and that was the extent of it, because I just, honestly, I hated painting that much. I put it off. I just wouldn't paint. Painted like buildings and rust buckety things, fine. Miniatures, not so much. So this technique is, yeah, great for people like me who weren't into painting, and it's great to get everyone's part of opportunity from grey to colour, which is cool. Gamer Dad, hello there. Imagine it's 6 AM. Cool. James Sketch, you should try making your own contrast paints. I would, but I get companies sending me theirs, so that kind of makes it easier for me to not bother about trying to make them. Voidney, nighttime. Zergash 1208. 9 PM. Yeah, so it's cool. I do love seeing where you guys are from. Alright, I'm going to try not to do too much talking, so I'm not sure if that's making me cough more, because it's tickling my throat. Because I was coughing this morning, and in fact the last hour or so I've not coughed at all. And then as soon as I start talking, I think that sort of does it. Right. So yeah, I'm going to paint these. Stick them with similar colours. Obviously, if you saw my other live stream, or even the video that I put out a few days ago, yeah, you'd have seen the my new Lonely Orc 2.0. So I'm sticking with the same sort of colours that I've used on him, really. I do love the green that I use, although I'm going to have to get some more because it's nearly all gone. And I use the contrast Plague Bearer's flesh for the green for the orcs. And this is the same green that I used on my kill team, the Orc Commandos. I really like that. Yeah, it's a similar sort of look layout. It'd be the same sort of brown for the pants, black for the shoes, and the darker brown for sort of other bits and pieces. So I'm looking forward to painting the bike. So again, I know there's bits missing, but this was assembled about 2 years ago. And yeah, so any bits that were missing, it's because I didn't put them on 2 years ago. But yeah, I'm looking forward to painting the bike, because the bike's going to be quite cool. So that's going to be red, obviously because it makes things go faster. Right, let's put that over there. And yeah, let's crack on. Right, so again, usual thing, I am filming every now and then as I'm painting, just because obviously this video, well, what you're watching will be turned into a normal video of sort of like 10 to 14 minutes in length. So obviously there was no real assembly with these, say these guys were already assembled. I made the little base up, pretty simple, just cork and some stones and some teeny tiny stones. But that'll be in the video when it comes out. I think the video for this will be on the weekend. I've had a lot of people ask about my smoke machine. I am going to edit the video for the smoke machine that I made. So this will be out tomorrow, which is why I was going to live stream tomorrow, but then I changed my mind last minute because I thought, well, I'm going to put the video out for this tomorrow. So rather than doing a live stream and a video out in the same day, I thought I'd do the live stream now. So yeah, simple little smoke machine, but just cool when you want to take like photos of things. So yeah. So the video out for that should be tomorrow. Obviously I filmed everything for it, I just need to edit it all together. But yeah. Rightio, so let's crack on with this, and I want to film some bits, so let's zoom in a little bit. Just getting in focus. Just in case you're wondering, the smoke from that smoke machine is actually the vape stuff. So just in case you're thinking, oh, has he given himself a cold or a cough because of the smoke? No, it's just, I've just got a cold. Right, so that's good about there. Right, so let's film the first little bit. And again, every time I use a different colour, I'm going to film it, just so then if anyone does want to sort of follow through or follow me and use the same colours as me, when they're painting, then they know what colours, well, I've been using. So still using my little sprue holder thingy here, just because obviously, well, you'll never knock over your paint with it. And good old green orc skin. This is why I need to try not to cough when I'm painting. But yeah, this is where this slap chop method I think really works well for, well, any sort of definition on the figure, like the muscles. I just love the variation in the skin sort of tones once it's all dried. Yes, if you look back, my first video that I did with this technique was the Orc Commandos. So obviously I batch processed them, as in did them all at the same time. And this technique was just so nice, so quick, so simple. And even when I look at the orcs now, I still find it hard to believe that I painted them. Only because, again, when I used to paint, well, like with normal colours and then do a wash, I was never really happy with the end result. It used to take me forever to paint, as in a good 2 hours, 2-3 hours for one figure, and then to then not be happy with the result. Again, that's kind of why painting figures was always a hard chore for me, because I knew it was going to take a long time and I just wasn't going to like the end result. Whereas obviously now, this little technique, you get them painted so quick, and yeah, I just love how they look, which is great. One thing I will say, if you've got any comments, or sorry, if you're asking a question, a question to me, if you can put in your comments at Miniature Hobbyist, just because then it comes up on my screen in orange, and I kind of know that it's me you're obviously asking a question of. So anything you have to be careful of when doing this method, or using contrast paints in general, is you can really only get the contrast paint on the bit you want. Because if you get it on a bit you don't want, you can't then, well you can put a contrast paint over the top, but you'll see that there's another colour underneath. And the only way you can obviously avoid that is obviously by being super careful, or if you do accidentally paint on a bit you shouldn't do, you've then got to wait for it to fully dry, get some white paint and try and make it look back, or blend it back into how it looked prior to getting the wrong paint on it. So it is quite tricky. Steve, the Orc Commandos and Orc going Commando here. Yeah, some naked orcs. Yes, I've got some new kill teams turning up soon, and I think what I might do is do a video where I set the camera up and just like let the thing record in one go, rather than doing what I normally do with my videos, which is obviously stop the camera, move it, film a little bit, stop the camera, move it, film a little bit. Yeah, I might have a go and see just how quick I can do a full kill team. And I say do like a full video, but then do it as a time lapse, so obviously make the whole thing run a lot faster. Again, just so people can see that this really is a very fast and quick, easy way of getting things painted to semi-standard or reasonably decent sort of look. Right, there's a little bit of green somewhere around his neck, I think there was. Right, let's use me smaller brush, I think. Right, there we go. That's his skin pretty much done. So having like obviously nice big muscles, and say even before the skin's even sort of started drying, it just has that sort of nice subtle variations in the skin tone. Whereas obviously before I'd paint an orc, well, if you ever saw my Lonely Orc, if I ever find my original Lonely Orc again, it'd be fun to see how he looked, because he pretty much will be like block colours with a bit of a wash over him, so he won't have like the nice sort of differences in sort of skin tones that the contrast paints are giving. So yes, I may have to have a look. There's a few there's a few places where he might be, but yeah, I don't know how I would have lost him in the move though, because he's not something I would have thrown away. But I did have a big spring clean when I was moving flats though, so he may have gone. Avoiding what primers do I use? I use the cheapest ones I can buy. Yeah, something you'll know about or find out about me is I do like value for money. So the primers I buy, they're on Amazon. If I can, I'll dig out the link to the ones I brought, and I think there's a pack of 4 or 6. So it means you're paying more out initially because you're buying sort of 4 or 6 rather than just one. But then the cans work out about £3 each, I think. Yeah, so I've got like 6 black matte primers, but yeah, they would have been the cheapest paints that I could find on Amazon. Right, what colours? There's quite a reasonable amount of colours on here. I think I'm going to do the brown for his pants next. Guys, if you haven't hit the thumbs up button, and well, if you want to hit the thumbs up button, it'd be much appreciated if you could. Say, because YouTube obviously sees it all as a nice positive, and it kind of like pushes the video out to more people, which is pretty awesome. So Chrissy, you've had better results with basic primers over primers designed for mini painting. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever used. Oh no, I have actually. Yeah, Army Painter sent me some couple of priming cans in some box sets. I have used them, and I kind of found no difference in using them as opposed to, let's say, the cheap and cheerful ones. Yeah, the cheap and cheerful ones that I brought. So yeah, I think sometimes buying expensive isn't always the best. I know a lot of times people will say, oh yeah, you get what you pay for, but I think primers, that possibly isn't the case, or not in my experience anyway. I think general paints it can be, because obviously, I mean, these like the old Army Painter D&D range paints, these are lovely and thick and a real nice consistency. So in most cases you'd kind of like water it down, but then you go out and you buy like the big cheap paints. So this would probably cost less than this, but this, it's so almost watery. You have to do like 5 or 6 layers just to make it look anything like what it should do. Obviously white's not the best example because it's always a difficult colour, but even like the browns and the greens that I've got with this, yeah, so it's cheaper, but it's definitely not any better. But yeah, the primer, I've not had any sort of differences or experienced differences in the cheap primer as opposed to, well, a primer designed for models. What am I painting? Painting the bottom part of him. Right, enough waffling. Let's get back to a little bit of painting. If I can focus in, that doesn't look too bad. Cool, and again, another little bit of filming, just to show what I'm using. Yes, I mean this the set I bought this bike in, there was 3 bikes. I have found another bike that hasn't been assembled, but I'm not sure what's happened to the 3rd bike. I think there's a fair chance I may well have kit bashed it, cut it up, just to use as some sort of, I don't know, derelict terrain or something. I'm not too sure. But so the bits box that I've got, that's obviously full of bits, yeah, I've had for about 2 years. And so it's got a whole variety of orcs in there. Even the old the football ones. The was it Blood Bowl? I've got two different sets of orcs. Again, that was the a game that I brought that I was going to play, but I actually brought that one prior to sort of looking into sort of the gameplay mechanics and all that. And when I did watch it, it was like, oh, not sure if I fancy this. Right, that's enough filming. Oh. Pushed it on and off. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, no, just checking if there's any other brown bits, but I don't think there's any other bits I'm going to do brown. No. So are many of you guys trying this? Or maybe a lot of you have already done this sort of technique for years and years. But yeah, now let me know if you guys have tried this, especially if you've tried this for like the first time, and let me know sort of how you're getting on. I say for me, it's just it honestly is a game changer. I say the fact that I've got, was it 6 kill teams fully painted, and I did the 6 kill teams within 6 weeks, as well as obviously doing other stuff. Yeah, so again, if this had been like a year or so ago, I wouldn't even have had one of those kill teams painted. It probably would have been assembled and then just sat there looking nice and grey, and me looking at it thinking, nah. The thing is, whenever I did paint, so I only painted a few miniatures like a year or so ago, but every time I looked at a miniature and I primed it and I was about painting it, all I thought of, or the only thing, the thought I had was, I'm going to ruin this. I'm going to make this look so pants it's untrue. But not only that, it's going to take me hours to make it look pants. And so that's why it really put me off painting. Had a path. Here's a blast from the past. Did you ever finish the Orc Tavern? Right, moving on, Steve. Yeah, so I've got this bit here, and it's no. So I never finished the Orc Tavern, and the Orc Tavern actually went in the bin because I knew I wasn't going to finish it. But I did save. I saved the sign that was going to be on the front of the Lonely Orc Tavern. So this is the only thing that's survived. Yeah, the building that I made. Basically, again, anyone new, obviously I had the Lonely Orc, this little figure, and I was going to build him a pub or a tavern, an inn, whatever you might want to call it, and he's going to have some friends. He's going to have people sort of join him in there. I started building it, did a video, it'll be somewhere on my channel. It's probably called part 1, but there's no other parts. And yeah, there's a lot of projects, not a lot, there's some projects that I start and then I lose enthusiasm for them and they get put on the back burner. Sometimes I pick them up again a few months later and carry on, and some of them, they just get lost out there in the ether. Never to come back again. So this is the only remains left from a pub that I built that was, I don't know, it's quite big. It's about, I don't know, 35 inches, but no, not 35 inches. Put about 20 inches, yeah, about 20 inches by about 30 inches, this pub. I was going to build like several floors. I'd built the first floor. I'd part built the second floor. But yeah, then it just sort of, it didn't get any further. So yeah, this is the only part left from my Lonely Orc Tavern. So I've got a souvenir. Red Fox Lady, good morning. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Again, I've got such a bad memory, guys. I know a lot of you probably will tell me where you're from, what you're doing. But yeah, when I say I've got bad memory, it's shockingly bad. The only good thing is, it's always been shockingly bad. So it's not like it's getting any worse, I think. But then again, I probably wouldn't know. But yeah, no, I've got such a bad memory. So Yeah, you guys might tell me where you're from, but I will forget. Apologies. Right, I'm thinking I might do silver next, but someone mentioned the other day about me trying out the old silver with some speed paint medium, just because that might make the silver into a contrast. I don't know if it will or not, because you'd kind of think if it did, then speed paints or contrast paint, whatever, would supply metallic looking contrast paints. Damo Mab from Queensland, Australia. Good evening to you. Arnhem, Netherlands. See, I'd like to say I remember that, but I know, honestly, yeah, my memory is so bad. But yes, yes, I'm going to give this a go. But say I can't see it working, because then surely Speed Paint would supply metallic paints in their Speed Paint range. But I mean, either way, if it waters it down, that's fine. Because it is nice to be able to still see some of the brush stroke marks underneath. But for now, whatever happens with it, it's probably going to have the brown wash over the top. But again, it's worth trying these things, because obviously if you don't try, then you'll never know. Professor Kraftenstein, I like that name. You're from Australia too. Yeah, good day. Right, so let's film. Again, I like to mix up the angles, so let's get you guys up in the air a little bit, and then we're going to hold these about here. So let's try and focus on that, but not that way. There we go. Although this is a problem, this Speed Paint medium, again, I've had this, I don't know, 6 months when I got the Speed Paints, never used it, don't know what kind of quantities, as in ratio, you're meant to mix things to make them, well, like contrast paints. I don't know if it's like a 1:1, 2:1, 4:1, I haven't got a clue. Either way, we'll give it a go. Corey Paints from the USA, you've worked a late shift. Oh, okay, so you're sort of just finishing off. Again, apologies, I have got a bit of a cold. I will be coughing. Right, so I don't know, if in doubt, quantity 1:1, see how that goes. Because I suppose if I do 1:1, then I can see if it's too much or too little. I can put more in. Who knows? Right, let's have a go. So that's the fun about this hobby, though. If you don't know, you just give it a go. Or if you don't know, you go on YouTube and you find someone who does know. Well, I must admit, I'm one of these people. I kind of prefer to learn by my own mistakes. Obviously, I do look online for a lot of tips, tricks, and all the rest of it. This is why I haven't got a clue about doing half and half. But yeah, sometimes it is best to do something, make your own mistake, because then you can just see just how big of a balls up it was, I guess. Right, so I really don't know if it's going to do anything to it or not. Well, I think I may have too much silver. Who knows? Right, it's definitely watery. So let's start painting some of this. Well, it doesn't look too much different, I don't think. Let's say that's fine, because I'm going to stick a wash over the thing anyway, so if it's not done a lot, then it doesn't matter. Get the bike. There's loads of silvery bits on this. Well, it's possibly a little bit sort of not exactly translucent, but definitely a little bit waterier, if that makes any sense. Right, stop the filming, and what we do is we're going to change the angle, but carry on filming with silver. Red Fox is painting along with your corpse grinder cult. Awesome. Right. That doesn't look too bad. Oh, let's move the camera around a little so I can... Yeah, we'll go with that. Let's just focus. Wrong way. That looks good. Let's do the engine-y. What's it? I haven't got a clue what the technical terms are of any of the carb or motorbike parts are called. A carburetor or something. So I should be asking Steve. What's this bit I'm painting called? Is it a carburetor? I'm calling it a carburetor because that's the only kind of word that I know that's mechanical or engine-y. I will have a look in the comments in a minute, guys. I'll just so concentrate on getting this little bit done, and then we'll see if there's anything to answer. Right, let's stop filming. Okay, let's have a little bit. That's the engine casing basicle. The engine with the piston side low. Oh, okay. The exhaust, see now the exhaust. I know that is. Because I had one fall off. The long wings of forks. Yeah, I think it's taking the peen out, you Steve. Oh man, why can't I cough a bit quieter? The problem is, it's like with the sneezing yesterday. I sneezed so much, obviously I came to have a headache, and I just felt really tired because obviously I was sneezing. And now I'm coughing, and again, it just gives you a headache. It's just so annoying. Right, let's start saying that he's got his little steel toe capped boot thingies on. They can be silver. Chain can be silver. Steel toe caps. I knew there was something on this side I was going to paint, but I couldn't think what. Because a lot of his bike is going to be, well, red. Yeah, lots of his bike's going to be red. I did ask. You're right, Steve. I did ask. Well, I did ask, and I'm pleased that you responded because I knew you'd know. Yeah. So when it comes to cars, bikes, anything with engines and stuff, I haven't got a clue. I know where I need to sit. I know what I need to do to drive it, but what goes on to make it work, I haven't a clue. I think I'm going to do black next because he's got black boots, black tyres. Seat he's on is going to be black. Do you have any black bits? None that I can think of, but you never know. So let's do a bit of black. Where's the black? Grim black. I've got a bit of a different angle, so that's fine. I think that seems to be, yeah, that's fine. Oh. Yeah, so I changed my plan, guys, to obviously do a live stream today rather than tomorrow, because I'm going to have a video coming out tomorrow, and it's going to be the smoke machine that I've made. I mean, incredibly simple. Yes, I mean the video might not be very long because it really is quite simple. I actually got to use a soldering iron for the first time in, what was it, about, I think 35 years. My first ever job. I did an apprenticeship as a electrical and mechanical engineer, and obviously did quite a lot of soldering back then. But yeah, that's when I was about 16, 17. So yeah, this is the first time I've used a soldering iron in quite some time. Although this is where, unfortunately, I did buy too cheap. It was pretty pants, and it took a long time to even melt the solder. So yeah, sometimes you do need to spend money on getting stuff. I brought a £10 soldering iron, but that £10 got me the soldering iron, this little thingy to sort of obviously hold it in, some solder, there's some small pliers, and I think there was something else. I can't remember what else there was, but say it was £10, so it really was, it was kind of like too cheap really. But yeah, because I knew I was only going to use it the once, so that's why I did buy something very cheap. Right, so let's use a bit of the old Grim Black, and we'll film me just sort of showing that to the camera as what I'm going to be using, and then let's paint some. So we'll start with the good old boots. I simply like doing boots black now. So I used to always do them brown for some reason. But because I do obviously their trousers are brown, it's nice that the boots are a bit of a different colour. Oh, I think there's some more silver I can do there, I'm not too sure. Oh, no, we'll do it black. stop the filming. I think I'll use a smaller brush. That bigger brush was a bit of a pain there. Steve, you should know about Vaughan. Oh, that's where I was off. Yeah, 3 years. It's all gone. It's pretty much a housing estate now. Yeah. Excuse me. The retail park. Yeah, where I live, guys, used to be an army area. Army moved out, I don't know, about 5 years or so ago. And then the area I'm in was meant to be built up into a nice big town, lots of shopping sort of, shopping mall sort of thing, with like bowling, cinema, all that kind of stuff. Loads of houses have gone up in the last sort of 5 years. It's probably doubled the amount of houses that are here, and there's a lot of houses here before. So tons of houses, but still no retail park. I mean, I've lived around this area for about 17 years, and one thing that I kind of know is that things happen very slowly around here. Because like the year I moved in, I was told, oh yeah, the army's moving out next year, and I think it took about another 10, 11 years before the army actually moved out. But yeah, no retail park as yet, just tons of houses. Yeah, so this dude's never going to be used in a game. That's kind of why I've made him a proper base to go on. So no clear bases for this one. So is there anything you guys would like to see me do on this channel? So I've got quite a lot of, well, not a lot, but I've got several more kill teams turning up. I'm going to be doing some scratch building soon. And last night I started making some more sprue goo flat panels for that Thunderhawk that I'm building. So I've got a few things. And obviously there's the chest set I'm working on. But yeah, if there's anything you'd like to sort of see me do or try, then by all means let me know. Right, we'll do his seat as well. Although one thing I really did notice with this, which I tried to do some of last night, there's a lot of join lines in both the bike and the figure. And obviously I never got rid of them when I first assembled this. So earlier on I started to get rid of quite a few of the lines, but I've just realised there's still quite a lot more that I've not done. But alas, it's too late now to worry about that. Right, is that all the black? Might be. Yeah, wheels, seat, boots. So I don't think I was going to do anything black with him. No, I think I'm going to do red because there's going to be loads of red. Timothy would love to see, yeah, the Leagues of Votan. Yes, this is where I've been cheeky recently. I've messaged a few companies or games sort of shops to see if they'd like to send me a box set of some figures. And obviously I'll paint them up, or assemble them, paint them up, and then mention and do links to their website. And there's a company I have messaged in regards to the League of Votan, because yeah, I wouldn't mind doing them because they're quite cute little guys. But yeah, I've not heard back yet. So unfortunately at the moment I can't afford to buy well, like people I've just noticed in the comments, yeah, here in the UK prices have suddenly gone nuts. Everything's just gone up and it's ridiculous. So yes, that's why at the moment anything I'm painting, apart from obviously stuff that I've had for 2 years, has probably been sent to me because I just can't afford to buy any stuff. But that's why I'm looking forward to doing some scratch building as well, because I've been saying obviously all my plastic bits and pieces. So I've got the VCR that I'm going to take apart. That's going to have loads of gubbins in it. So yes, I'm looking forward to doing some of that sort of stuff. But yeah, so say hopefully some of the companies that I've messaged, because I've had quite a few companies respond really well and want me to sort of, yeah, they'll happily give me sort of stuff for me to paint up, and then to obviously advertise their channel. So it's kind of like a bit of a win-win for both of us, because obviously I get the free stuff and they get more exposure, because obviously the painting videos seem to be doing a lot better than, well, any other videos. So yeah, by all means send me stuff, I will paint it, and we'll go from there. Because there's even one games sort of, it's not a games workshop shop, but it's like a local hobby shop. Have sort of mentioned about them I can't even talk. Them sending me stuff, me painting it, sending it back, and then them selling it with like the little advertisement as painted on Miniature Hobbyist. So yeah, that could be an option as well, which would be pretty cool. So yeah, right. I was red. That was it. I was going to do red just because there's a load of red. Oh, my throat. Thing though, if it is a cold, it's one of those annoying ones because I can feel it's just going to linger for ages. I'd rather get like a cold where I'm in bed for like 2-3 days and then you're over it, as opposed to a cold that doesn't really form into a full cold, but it still knocks you for 6, makes you feel a bit but just stays with you for longer. Right, yeah, where should we have the camera? So we're just sort of front and centre. That's pretty good. You get to see everything, and I get to see what I'm painting. Right, so if we're going to have him about here. There we go. He's, yeah, cool. How are we doing on time? Oh, an hour. It's gone. It always seems to go really quick when I do live streams. I say I'm not sure if I'm going to get him fully painted, but you never know. I say because most of this bike is now going to be red. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, we'll see. Again, guys, if you haven't already, if you could hit the thumbs up on this, that would be awesome. Obviously, if you're not enjoying it, then well, don't hit the thumbs up, and you're probably not even here. But yeah, if you are enjoying it, hit the thumbs up. Say just because it does sort of make quite a big difference to my videos and how YouTube sees my channel as a whole. Right, let's film. Show the red. And then start painting. Yeah, it does it every now and then. Don't quite know. I think it's just my computer's a bit old. So it's not a sort of a big vibrant red. Obviously, this is like a blood red. Well, because it's called blood red. But it's just I really like it. It's sort of sometimes it kind of almost looks a little bit metallic because of the dry brushing underneath, which I think is quite cool. Especially obviously being on the bike as well. And if it does look metallic, then yeah, even better. We'll stop the filming, but what we'll do is I'm going to film a bit more of me doing red, because there is obviously so much red on this thing. So Koi Paint's getting Sisters of I never know how to say that. Novitiates? The Sisters. Tomorrow, and you're over the moon. Fair enough. That's another set that I have asked a different like hobby shop for, just because they look pretty cool. Yeah, Gellerbox as well. I'm again, they should be turning up this week actually. Yeah, someone's sending me those. But with the Gellerbox, I'm making them a little bit different. I'm going to do clown heads on all of them. Just because they look pretty scary anyway. But I think I'm going to have a killer team, well, killer clown team. And yeah, it's the Gellerbox. Oh, I don't know, I forgot what they're called already. But those people. So they're all going to have clown heads. So that should make them suitably scary. How do I get in there? Combining Slapchop and not. See, now I keep seeing a lot of people mention about oil washes, and it's not something I've ever tried. And I do have some oil paints, I think. Yeah, so I've got this. Is this the kind of the ink that you use? Is this is acrylic ink? Is that the same as like just ink? I don't know. But yeah, I do need to try putting some inks over these things. Yeah, so the red's definitely another one of these the speed paint contrast paints that I really like how it sort of it comes out. We just have nice sort of light and dark areas or tones to it. Right, so I'm going to change the camera angle just so I can film another little bit. So let's go up high and come straight down. I think what we'll do is let's get in close as well. Yeah, that looks good. Right. Can you record? There we go. Well, I think some of these smaller little triangular bits I will go over and paint with some normal colours afterwards, just because they seem to generally have like blues and greens and yellows. Pardon me. Let's paint all this back bit. This can all be red. Yeah, this all can be red. As I say, so there should be a huge, big, mahoosive rocket launcher or machine gun glued to the back of this. But say I assembled this about 2 years ago. Assembled it, primed it in grey, and then just thought, nah, I'm going to ruin it painting it, so I just left it. And obviously it's been sitting there waiting for this day to come where I'd be doing this technique. And I'm guessing this is possibly the fuel tank here. Steve would know. But it's going to be red as well. So I'll say most things on this bike are red. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's paint this red as well. Cool. Right, we'll leave him for a little bit, and we'll go and carry on and do some more to the Orc. Yeah, Steve red makes it goes faster, but it helps if it has a fuel tank. With Orcs, they just will it to go. Well, that's right. Yeah, just believe it'll happen, and yeah, it'll happen. Now, if only I could do that with my fridge. If I could will there to be food in there, and bosh, food in there. Like, oh, awesome. Right. Oh, still filming. Let's stop the filming. Didn't realise I was still filming. Alright, so let's go back to him, and I think this is where I'm going to use a bit of cream. So I have got a contrast speed paint, this like pallid bone, but I find that comes out quite brownish, as opposed to the sort of creamier colour that I'm looking for. Even though I put a wash over this to make it look almost brownish, this is definitely more browner and just sort of darker. Yeah, so that's where, as much as I've got quite a lot of the speed paints, and obviously green stuff, world stuff, green stuff, different inks, I mean, sometimes there's not always a colour I want or need. So yeah, so when I can't find a colour, I'll just use whatever colour that I actually really wanted, and then just do a light brown wash over the top. What we'll do is we'll zoom out a tad. Bosh. Let's go back down here. Seems to be okay. There's some silver on this one I've missed on his big old chain. What's it? Well, I must admit, this is the one thing I really do like about the painting. Even though I feel as rough as anything, I'm still enjoying painting. It's just nice, it's therapeutic, it just feels good. So apologies that I'm not talking, obviously, lots, but say, it's still got a bit of a cold, still bunged up. And yeah, my head is still a bit fuzzy. But say, painting certainly is a lovely, relaxing thing to do. Oh, we'll do that copper, I think. We'll do his hat red as well. I think that'll sort of match in a little bit. Right then, Mike. Proper orc skin. Yeah, I love this skin now. It's just my go-to orc skin is contrast plague bearer's flesh, and I just love how it looks over the obviously the black primer and the dry brushing. I think it just sort of comes out really well. So there's so many like different sort of colours within the green. It just looks like there's quite a few shades of green going on, which yeah, it's just pretty awesome. Yeah, that's enough of the red. A bit more of the brown. I think we'll have that on a few of his clothes. My chin looks a bit fuzzy. You're right, Steve. Yes. Well, there's certainly no fuzz on my head. That's for sure. Yes. Boom boom, Steve's here all week. Try the chicken. What was I painting? Oh, I was painting the brown, wasn't I? Move the camera, so I think you're not really getting much of a shot there, are you? Cool. Right, now the question is, what colour top shall I give this dude? You guys can decide, because I haven't got a clue. Yeah, so the dude, obviously, there's not much of a top you can see. There's only a little bit at the back. Yeah, you guys let me know, what colour do you want to see the top? Whatever colour you say, or whatever I say the most of, I will do. And obviously, while you guys are thinking about that, I'm going to do some copper or gold. Oh, I've got a copper somewhere. I'll just lose it. Right, there it is. Yeah, it shoots a bit. Oh, it's bronze actually. That'll do. Right. So while I'm painting the copper bits, you let me know what colour you want his top to be. Okay, so Red Fox Lady at the moment we've got black. Or blue. Blue is because it's blacky. Okay. Let's have a look. What's this one? There we go. We'll have a go using this. Or was that one I used that was just like blue? Or dusty blue. opened. Yeah, because one of these blues I think I used in a different video, and it sort of almost came out as like a normal blue as opposed to a sort of, well, contrasty sort of looking thing. Which one of these two do you prefer, Red Fox? Would you rather the lighter blue or darker blue? So if you let me know, lighter blue or darker blue. And while I wait to hear what comes back, I'm going to check if there's anything I need to paint on here. Let's get a bit of red on his weapon. Dusty blue. Dusty blue. The lighter would look too fancy for a dirty orc. Yeah, don't want no fancy orcs here, eh? Or is there such a thing as a fancy orc? They're all dirty and grimy. Cool, okay, we should have a go with this dusty blue one. And we will, oh, I'm going to film that for the camera. Oh, there's a little bit of red I missed. Let's just... Let's quickly do that bit silver, and then he's almost done. Cool. Right, so let's do we'll do these little ropey bits, and then we'll do a bit of dusty blue. Right, okay, dusty blue it is. Let's film it just to see how this one looks. Oh no, let's say that should have. Let's give it a bit more of a shake before I film. So I'm not sure if I've used this one at all. Right, and we'll film that again. Well, so far it looks like it's a good one. As in a nice sort of dark and light areas to it. Yeah, cool. That blue looks like it's going to dry nicely. Must have been the lighter blue. I think I must have tried then. But I'm sure it's this one. But yeah, that looks okay. The blue suits it. Real lucky, yeah. Cool. Good choice there. Good choice, Red Fox Lady. Right. Okay, there's only a few other colours. All right, let's do the horns. We'll do them all white, but obviously they're going to have a wash over them, so they won't look as clean and tidy. And obviously we'll do the white for his teeth. And again, that's going to get a wash, so it's not going to look too clean and tidy once it's had that done. Let's try and change up a little bit. Ooh, yeah, I'm starting to feel a bit warm now. I don't know if anyone else is, but I'm either going through the change or it's because I'm unwell. But I'm starting to feel a bit hot. Right. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to finish this on stream or not, guys. Because I do feel a bit flush. Right, there we go. Oh, okay, I don't think I was recording. Yeah, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream because I'm feeling a little bit pants. Well, I was kind of feeling pants anyway. But yeah, I'm going to finish these guys off. I'll probably things like I'm going to stop the stream, but I'm probably still going to paint, but just chill and have a movie or something on. But yeah, I do feel a bit flush, a bit warm, and yeah, I think a little stand up and walk around is probably what I need. But yeah, guys, cheers for being there with me and watching, obviously, the start of this. Yeah, shame I didn't get to this, because obviously what I was going to do with this even though I kind of like it as it is. My plan is to paint it with, I was going to use this Basilanum Grey, which I don't think I've ever used, so it's a full pot. And this, again, these Citadel ones, I've had these for, I don't know, a couple of years. So it's a shame that when I first started doing this, no one had said then, even though people knew about it, about doing the dry brushing and then contrast paints on dry brushing. So because I've had the contrast paints for yeah, I don't know, when they first came out. It's got to be a good couple of years. I bought these ages ago. But yeah, so my plan is to put this over all of it, then do a little bit of dry brushing on it just to sort of get the edges of stones and stuff. And then say when the bike goes on here, the bike's obviously going to be in the centre. And I want to have sort of make it look like it is the road, so do like the stripes in the middle of the road. So maybe have like a bit of one and then a bit of one over there, or something like that. So yeah, it's a very simple sort of base for it really. Yeah, I'm gonna go, guys. Say the video showing the oh, brain's gone dead. The little fog smoke machine, that'll be out tomorrow. Need to edit it first, obviously. Hey, obviously. Honestly, when I say again, when I'm voicing over the videos, I really can't help but say it. And say it is mainly because you can see in the video what I'm doing. So I think my brain's registering that it should be obvious because I'm literally saying what you're seeing. And I think that's why my go-to word recently has been obviously. But it's weird because I know my go-to word used to be basically. I know there's quite a few videos where you'll hear that said so many times it's untrue. Anyway, I'm waffling now. I am going to go because I need to put a wet flannel on my head or something, I think. I don't know. I'm feeling a bit... so I'm not like hot. It's more the clammy, uncomfortable hot. But yeah. No, cheers, guys. Thanks for saying get well. It's a little cold. It's not even like a proper cold. It's the sniffles. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Anyway, cheers again, guys. You all take care. Yeah, keep an eye out for my video tomorrow. I think it'll probably about 11 o'clock. So I seem to like doing 11 o'clock videos now. They seem to go quite well. So I'm probably going to stick with that. Anyway, I'm waffling now. I'm definitely going. You guys all take care. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.